the Big Ten tournament conference winner. Who do you think's the favorite to win it?
Michigan State.
Yeah. Who do you think's 2?
Maryland.
Who do you think's 3?
Wisconsin.
Illinois. And that backs up everything we've been saying this season. Vegas even believes in Maryland and Illinois more than the rest of these Big Ten teams. And we've talked a lot about, okay, frauds, not legit and whatnot. I'll be honest, man, you're another team in March Madness. You're just praying you have Big Ten teams not named Maryland in your path going to March Madness. If you're a lower seed and you have Purdue in your bracket, you're jumping for joy. Let's say you're the 2 and Purdue's the 3. I think you are just ecstatic with seeing that. If you're an 11 seed like Arkansas and you're going up against UCLA, oh my gosh, you couldn't be happier. You're a 12, 13 seed like High Point and you see Michigan on your bracket and you go, huh, we're winning that game. We might be favored. Very, very low. I'm very low on the Big Ten this year.
I am too. I do think the top 3 teams, then Wisconsin, are kind of the ones that I sort of like a little bit. Michigan, dude, that's just been a nightmare. And Purdue is, like, Michigan, I feel like, is the team kind of distracting us from how Purdue is trending as well. So,
yeah, Purdue's been a disaster.
Don't love it. They have been. They've been bad.
Yeah, you look at the odds here. To be honest, I don't think any of them are necessarily worth it. I'll get into what I think here in a second. You see them right here. I'll read them out for people listening on podcast. Michigan State plus 280. Or is that plus 260? I can't read. That's plus 260. Plus 260, Michigan State, Maryland 5-1, Illinois 6-1, Purdue plus 650, Wisconsin 7-1, and that drops off. UCLA 7-1 still, Michigan 12-1, and then after that, it really doesn't matter. So, anyhow, let me get the bracket pulled up, and then we'll go right into this thing. Shout out Matt Hackman on a colorful bracket because the one the Big Ten put out sucked. And so we have it right here. The Wednesday Big Ten games are, at least we have tournament implications with Ohio State, Iowa, but I don't think that necessarily is going to matter. Ben, looking at this tournament right now, I think there is one clear spot everybody's looking at, and it's the potential 2-7 matchup with Maryland, Illinois. And I'm going to be honest, I think the winner of Maryland, Illinois on Friday at the Big Ten tournament is the winner of it's going to win this tournament.
I agree. I think I'm going Illinois to win this, and I think they're beating Wisconsin. I haven't fully given up on Wisconsin. I like Wisconsin too. I'm curious to hear what you think, but I think this might be a spot in which Tom Izzo's like, I don't really care.
Yeah, I could 100% see Indiana making a cute semifinal run, and all of a sudden Indiana with Mike Woodson, it becomes a story of March, and they go up against you know what? I'll just pick that. This is my semifinals. I'm going Indiana versus Wisconsin, and then I'm going Maryland versus Purdue, and then I think the final is Purdue versus Wisconsin, and Maryland's winning this thing.
Got it. I've got Indiana beating Oregon, Michigan State beating Indiana, Wisconsin winning a couple. So we got Michigan State versus Wisconsin. I like Wisconsin there. I think Illinois beats Maryland. I think Rutgers beats Purdue. I think Michigan, Rutgers. You know what? F it. I'll have Rutgers in my semifinals. Okay, I'm going to do Rutgers versus Maryland. Maryland beats Rutgers.
Are you an NBA draft analyst?
No, sorry. Why did I say Maryland? I think Illinois beats Rutgers in the semifinals. I don't know why I said Maryland.
So you're just going for complete and utter chaos. You're like, we're going Oregon versus Mick Cronin.
Yes, and then I've got Illinois beating Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'm not going to bet on.
No one should.
I don't think I'm betting on any futures. If I were, you're looking at the odds right now, I'd probably lean towards Wisconsin 7-1 because I think their path is a little more favorable. I would have wanted to pick Illinois if they had an easier path, but I like Illinois and Maryland so much, the fact that they have to play against each other, I think diminishes the value for me in that spot. So therefore, Wisconsin gets to avoid all of them, play UCLA, and potentially even skip Michigan State if one of those 8-9 teams can win. Yeah, give me. I'm taking the Badgers for value sake, but Maryland's winning this thing in my opinion. And you're taking Illinois to win it? Yeah,
Yep.
I like this Illinois team now that they're healthy. They don't have the flu, COVID, whatever crazy virus was going on there. Now they're a little more healthy. They are such a dangerous team in March Madness right now. You can go through Joe Lunardi's bracket right now. I mean, obviously Joe Lunardi's bracket doesn't matter and everything like that, but it is a rough gauge of what's going on. They're probably going to end up in a 7-8 or an 8-9 matchup, right? Looking here, where do they have Illinois? Can I not read? They have them at a 6. Yeah. I mean, imagine right now they have Illinois versus Texas A&M in the second round.
You mean I think what you really mean is Illinois versus UVU.
I do mean that, and I would probably end up picking that if we're being honest.
I would too.
UVU's got to win and whack Vegas first, Ben. Let's not get ahead of ourselves for the Wolverines. Let's not jinx it. Knock on wood.
Fair enough.
Knock on wood if you're with me. Shout out John Gruden. In this Big Ten bracket, though, shout out the Big Ten for playing in Indianapolis. Did you see they're playing in Vegas in a couple years?
That's disgusting.
That is so gross. It blows my mind that these new conferences that bring in these teams try to appease the ones on the West Coast and the North. No, just keep it in the same spot. Like it does. These teams are still having to travel. All of a sudden, you're going to make all your other Midwest teams and a team like Maryland and Rutgers had to go all the way to Vegas for that. Like it's 4 West Coast teams that are 3. Washington couldn't even make it. You have 3 West Coast teams having to travel to Indianapolis, then you're having them go all the way to Vegas. It's just kind of gross and just lack of tradition, like we talked about with Cole. But the fact that this one's in Indianapolis is great. Rest in peace, the Pinwheel. I think you're right. I think this could be one of the funnest tournaments, though, because I think it could be complete chaos throughout the bracket.
Yeah, Rutgers in the semis. That's what I'm going with it. I love it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you told me Ohio State made a run to the semis. I wouldn't be totally shocked. Northwestern Minnesota, I would be actually shocked if that happened. But Michigan State falls in the against one of those 8-9 guys, Indiana, Oregon, wouldn't be shocked. I mean, you could tell me just about anything other than probably. I think I would be genuinely floored if Michigan won this title, even though they have a double bye.
Purdue as well.
I don't think I would be floored, though.
I think they're really not good, though. That's the one thing.
Michigan just has a no guard play. Every team is. That's another one. We've completed it, Ben. Michigan's the team we want. Michigan or Purdue. Either one of these teams, if they make a big run in the Big Ten in their conference tournament, we just get to fade them at an even better price in March Madness. That's what we want.
I'd be thrilled.
I know. That'd be great. But yeah, betting purposes, I would go with Wisconsin 7-1.